Hello, divine beings, peace and blessings. I'm doing a pick a card reading with channeled messages that the spirit guide Lucifer has for you, the morning star Lucifer has for you. So we have 3 decks to pick from. Deck number 1, time slots will be below. Deck number 2, and lastly, deck number 3. I'm going to show them to you one more time. Deck 1, deck 2, and deck 3. Amazing. I have a few other pick a card readings, so check them out on my channel below. Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. Time slots are down below. Okay, what's up, group number 1? Let's see what the spirit guide Lucifer has to tell you at this time. What messages does the divine morning star have for you? Okay, this card is jumping. Let's see. Let's do our first 3 cards and see what the message is. The first card that we have is the Star. A self-love journey is being asked upon you. A time where you do rituals for your own healing, your own self-worth, and your own growth. I'm seeing yellow candles being lit, and I'm getting the sense of the solar plexus chakra being a place that is the most prominent for you. The solar plexus is the story of yourself, the journey of self, and I'm getting the sense of self-prioritization. You have been somebody who has given too much of yourself to other people, and the time has come for you to learn to be that support system for yourself. The time has come for you to learn to give that energy to yourself. You have given so much to people who spirit and your universe, the universe and your ancestors and your guides did not necessarily support. And you may have gotten wrong signs about them or intuitive signs that they weren't the right people for you, but you still wanted from a place of compassion to go forward with them. This doesn't make you naive. This is not about punishing yourself for past relationships, but I'm getting the sense of you taking a step back now and understanding that you need to be giving way more to yourself and to be way more picky with who you're supposed to be around. The next card that we have is the Two of Swords, having to make a decision, and it looks like you're walking away from a lot of friendships and relationships. It looks like people are upset that you're walking away from them, and that's because they have had a codependent attachment to you, but they will never admit that and they will never communicate that. For some of you, I'm getting the sense that you walked away from certain friendships or relationships and you didn't necessarily say why, and I'm getting the sense that even if you did say it, they would still find ways to instigate or to make you look like the bad person for having to walk away. We have the 7 of Pentacles, and the word that falls under this is failure in the Thoth Tarot. And what this basically implies is that you've done too much for other people, and it looks like some of it you might regret. Some of it you might be thinking like, I wasted time, I wasted energy. And what Lucifer is saying is that understand how much more powerful and meaningful your love and care would be if it was sent to yourself and sent to your real loved ones. I get the sense that some of you, if you don't have family members yet, like kids, you will have children or very close-knit family members who will be this sort of support, and they will be enough. The thing that you're meant to learn in this life is that quality matters way more over quantity when it comes to your relationships. Some of you are very intuitive, and I get the sense that you also want to learn how to trust your spiritual skills. It can feel like a lot sometimes, but I'm getting the sense that you need to see your own powers. You need to see your own gifts. You need to not be afraid of just how strong your own powers of mediumship are. We have the Devil card here. Other people saw your own spirit, your own light, your own glow, and it feels like they try to diminish it away from you. It feels like they try to make you look like a bad person for not always catering to them, and that's because they had a fear of you moving forward and you moving on away from them. Don't let any words that people from the past have told you obscure the ways in which you see yourself. You did nothing wrong for having to walk away from situations, and I get the sense that you have been gaslit a lot, and this could have started since you were young. And I'm getting the sense that when you were young, you were almost like an adult already. You were very mature. You already had a firm understanding of the world, and it looks like you weren't always given credit for your wisdom or your insight on things, but you have a very strong insight. You have a very strong intuition. You have a very strong inner compass that is guiding you. And it's almost like now you're at this crossroads where you need to learn to trust yourself, or else you will lead yourself to burnout. The first card that we have, and this is one possible option for you, is the Ten of Wands, which is complete burnout. The word that's under this in the top tarot is oppression. This is when you're doing too much, when you're taking care of everybody else except yourself. And you've already been in those positions, but I get the sense that if anybody is making you feel entitled to them, you're not entitled to them. And if they feel entitled to you, then you have to know that that's an unhealthy attachment. And I get the sense for maybe somebody very specific here, this could be a sibling. And you might not be that far off between age, and I get the sense that they always want to involve you in their drama, and maybe even like have you be their rescuer when they create tumultuous situations for themselves, where they create a lot of drama for themselves and negativity for themselves. And honestly, you can build a sanctuary with yourself. We have the Ten of Cups here, and I get the sense that you are going to have a very powerful sense of like love, a relationship, a family, of home. It won't feel as big, but it will be more than enough. And that's what you have to learn in this life, that there are people like you who are thoughtful, who are considerate, who are caring, who are very introspective, who can see beyond the veil, who can feel so much. And I get the sense that you're gonna find your people, and it's the understanding that that's all you need. Those who validate you, those who care for you, those who show up for you. You're not here to be a people pleaser. You're not here to show up for everybody and everything. So if this is resonating, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's see what other cards come out. We have the Moon card. You have a lot of strong spiritual gifts. You have a very strong intuition, and I get the sense that animals are drawn to you. I get the sense that confirmation with the siren. You also have strong telepathy. You have strong abilities of being able to perceive people's energy, and you have a strong foresight. This can feel overwhelming sometimes because it can feel like you walk into a room and you're feeling all these different energies. And when you feel heaviness in somebody, it's okay for you to understand that that person is not for you. You don't walk with that much heaviness, believe it or not, even if sometimes you feel low, because you always do introspection. You always do inner work. And when you do inner work, you are clearing energy and you are moving in a higher vibration every time you do inner work. Sometimes we think that healing is always this like pretty thing where we're going to sound baths and we're doing yoga and we're in hot springs, but healing is also doing that self-reflection work of confronting the difficult past that you have had, the difficult pains that you have had. You're not somebody where you can lie to yourself, and you do a lot of self-reflection, and you might find yourself sometimes dozing off, thinking about things from the past. And I'm getting the sense that you have to understand that that's actually good, because that's how you're reflecting, that's how you're putting two and two together, that's how you're understanding how you are the person that you are now, and that's also how you're letting it go. You're somebody where in your family you see all the BS, you see all the generational traumas that happen, and you don't stand up for it, you don't stick up for it, and the other people there may normalize it. And I'm just getting the sense that you're going to, how do I say this? You're going to get out of this. You're going to break that cycle, and you're gonna do a generational shift, but it feels like that's within your own sort of home, your own sort of oasis, your own sense of family. For some of you, you might be connected to Cometics. I am seeing Isis, and I am seeing the Egyptian god Thoth, who is also Tahuti. The next card that we have is the Seven of Wands, which is Valor. You have been doing a lot of things on your own. Seven speaks of a very strong spiritual person who has also gone through a lot of things on their own, who has also learned a lot of things on their own. It feels like you have always walked with a ability to look beyond the veil with certain psychic gifts. And I don't see you being too overwhelmed by it. I see you understanding that it's just something that you've always had. And understand that this is here to guide you. This is here to support you and help you. And this is here to show you people's true colors. Always trust your intuition no matter what. The last card that we have for you today, Group 1, is Temperance, or what is seen here as art. This is about, I just get the sense of like you've been fighting too much. You've been trying to show certain family members how to look at things a different way. And I'm hearing you've done more than enough. You have done more than enough is what Lucifer is saying. Like, you have tried to take care of everybody else, and now it's time that you take care of yourself. Now it's time that you support yourself. Now it's time that you show up for yourself and see what happens. If people are getting upset that you are now taking more care of yourself and not sort of like dropping everything for everybody, it's going to feel like a shift where certain people might be afraid, and it might make you look like you're the bad person, excuse me, for wanting to have your own space, wanting to create boundaries. Lucifer is saying that if you do not create boundaries, these people will burn you out. These people will run you out dry. And Lucifer wants you to build your own sort of oasis, your own sort of home, your own sort of generational shift, where it feels like your home is going to be a sanctuary. If you have children, they're going to be very bright spiritual individuals, and you're going to show them a new way of living, a very powerful, holistic way of living. So understand that sometimes we want to heal our bloodline through helping our family, but other ways in which we can heal our bloodline is by helping ourselves and by passing on the principles that we embody, the healing that we have done into the future generation, all right? Thank you for tuning in, Group 1. If you like this reading, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to follow me on social media, how to do so are on the links in the about below. If you want a private reading, how to do so is on my website, link in the about below. All right, stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great. If you want to get this Lucifer statue or any of my decks, I also have my Amazon shopping list on the about below. All right, stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great. See you on the next video. Group 2, peace and blessings. This video is for you. This reading is for you. All right, Group 2, what does Lucifer Morningstar, the spirit guide Lucifer Morningstar, have to say to you? You're going through a very strong transition, and it looks like you've gone through heartbreak. It looks like you have done a lot for others, and now it's time that you do more for yourself. We have the 5 of Cups. You have gone through a lot of insecurities and a lot of self-doubt, and a lot of this isn't your fault. You haven't really been given the proper words of support, the proper words of encouragement. If you have seen Lucifer show up for you, if you have seen lions show up for you, perhaps even Sekhmet show up for you, it's because they want you to learn to trust yourself more. The next card that we have is the Magician card. The Magician has all the power to get the dream life that he wants. The Magician has all the power to create big things. This is somebody who is a sorcerer, a sorceress. This is somebody who can do powerful rituals to empower their lives. I get the sense that you are going to be somebody who has a lot of physical changes. For some reason, Lucifer is showing you going through a lot of physical glow-ups, and you through your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s, looking very young. And this is because you're staying young at heart. You're staying light at heart. What it looks like is that even though you have had a difficult childhood, you're still very much in tune to your inner child. If you're somebody who likes to watch cartoons, you like going to see art, it looks like visual stimulation is something important for you. It looks like colors are very important for you. And if you are somebody who is creative, I'm hearing that playing with colors in your interior design and the ways in which you dress and painting is very empowering for you, but it's also healing for you. It's also a way in which you can release stuff. For some reason, Sekhmet's coming in and saying that you need to know your worth more, and you need to start validating yourself more. You sometimes lack to make certain decisions, and you sometimes look to 2 to 3 different people to help you with your decision making, and life isn't always going to grant you that. And sometimes in life, I'm hearing that you are going to have to learn to trust yourself. And in the past, you have perhaps made decisions based on other people's judgments that you regretted. And now it's time to know that you are the best compass for yourself. You are the best guide for yourself. Sekhmet is saying that you need to stop caring what other people think. And what Lucifer is showing me is that you have a false self. You have the person that people wanted you to be, that people expected you to be. Like, you might sometimes want to keep the peace and keep the cool and act very proper and polite. And what I'm looking at is like, this is a facade. This needs to be thrown away. And you need to trust that even if other people are not going to get you, even if other people are not going to understand you, the right ones will. And when you are operating being your true and honest self, that is how you get victories. That is how you get abundance. That is how you get growth, because there's no resistance to your energy. Now your energy is in a flow state. It's in a yin state. The yin state is being able to be in the ability to receive, the capacity to receive from the universe. We have the Seven of Cups here. If you had a very long relationship that you might either think about walking away from, or you recently walked away from, or a few years ago you walked away from, I get the sense that there could sometimes be regret. Sometimes there could be fear of, was that the best choice or not? And what I'm getting the sense of is that that was your comfort zone, but you already outgrew it. And something that happens to you a lot is that you do a lot of self-reflection work and inner work, and you outgrow people. And you could meet people who were on the same frequency or wavelength as you, and then perhaps a couple of months later, maybe 6 months later, a year later, you already outgrew them. You don't stop growing. And what ends up happening is that you tend to shed a lot of skin fast. You tend to grow fast. You tend to learn quick. And this means that you are always going to have to leave people behind. And this doesn't have to be a sad thing. What Lucifer is saying is that you can see this as an opportunity to thank these people for being in your life and matching you where you were, but to also be excited for new people that are going to come in. You go through a lot of transitions in this life. You go through a lot of identity shifts too. And trust that the abundance is never going to stop. Even if sometimes it looks like you're starting from ground one again, it looks like you're starting from a new chapter again, things are always going to be filled for you. And I get the sense that you want to be open to genuine kindness coming up for you, where people want to take care of you, people want to show up for you. Don't feel bad if people are doing kind gestures for you. They're doing it because they care about you. You tend to do that for others with the Queen of Cups here, but sometimes you struggle to receive that. And that needs to stop, because sometimes the universe uses different people to be able to support you. Sometimes the universe supports us through powerful relationships that we make in this life. So stop being afraid of receiving help. Stop feeling like you're in the way, or people are going too far out of the way for you. People aren't doing it because they feel bad for you. People are doing it because they care about you, and they feel like you are good company. They feel like you're a good person. So trust that the kindness you're receiving is for a divine reason, okay? Stop doubting yourself so much. The next cards that we have is the Hanged Man, the Eight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups. There's something creative that you're supposed to be doing. A lot of people who work with Lucifer, who Lucifer shows up for, could be writers or could be lyricists, could be singers, could be musicians, but they can just be creatives. And I'm getting a sense of creative storytelling. This could even be, for some of you, photography, filmography, cinema photography. It looks like you are somebody who can tell stories through creativity, and it looks like the story that you're meant to tell is the story of yourself. Don't be afraid of sometimes feeling called to be alone. With the Eight of Cups, this is about walking away from things. I get the sense that you can feel guilty with being by yourself, or being on a more hermit path, and You can have FOMO, like you can feel like you're missing out. FOMO is the fear of missing out, and you're not somebody who's going to fit into traditional society. Lucifer is saying these people are asleep. Why are you even trying to fit in? Every time you try to do it, you always find yourself being agitated. You always find yourself being disappointed. You're in life, you're gonna be romantically with somebody with the Knight of Cups here who's also just as strange as you. And when I say as strange as you, I mean that as unique as you, as creative as you. If you feel like people don't get you, if you feel like people don't understand you, then Lucifer is saying that you're not thinking big enough, because if there is somebody like you in this world, there is going to be somebody else who matches you. You need to be open to being surprised by the universe when it comes to what relationships are coming forward. But the issue is that you're still stuck on the past. We have the Three of Swords here. This is past heartbreak, and the Five of Wands, which deals with conflict. Like, you are somebody where you've had to stick up for yourself a lot. You've had to walk away from a lot of relationships, maybe even certain family members, and you have had a relationship where it felt like this other party tried you, this other party questioned you a lot, and didn't necessarily trust your voice or trust your opinion. And I get the sense that you gotta know that it's almost like this relationship that you went through, it may have been difficult, but you're going to receive the opposite one day. You're going to receive something where you are validated, where you are seen, where it doesn't mean that you're going to agree with this future partner 24/7, but what it does mean is that this partner is going to hear you out and is going to want to hear your voice. And this person also likes to talk. I'm getting a sense of somebody who likes to talk philosophy, who likes to talk society. This person could have very strong Sagittarius or Aquarius placements. I get the sense of somebody who is just not fitting in with society, but doesn't care about the whole drinking and dancing and partying thing, trying to look cool thing. It looks like this person cares about having real experiences, and this person has also been somebody like you, where you know that there's more to life than just what society has told you, and this person has a yearning for more, just like you. So you might feel like you're a weirdo, but Lucifer is saying that it's actually the opposite. Like, what if you saw all these people in society who are following trends, who are following norms as the weirdos, because they never gain independence, because they're only liking certain things out of performance. They're only agreeing with certain things out of performance. But you've always been yourself. For some reason, I get the sense that you're very tied into animals as well. You're somebody where you could speak to animals telepathically, and they really feel nurtured by you. You have very strong familiars that are supposed to show up for you in this life. Familiars are spiritual animals and pets that we have, where we have a more than just a human animal bond. It feels like a spiritual bond. The next cards and last cards that we have for you, group 2, is the Four of Pentacles, which deals with like maybe holding on a little bit too rigid and tight with certain things. But then we have the Ace of Pentacles. You're going to have a very major travel in your life, and I get the sense that your guides are going to show you when it's time to do this. You will be seeing certain numbers like 777, 555, 666, 888 a lot, and you're gonna have to trust. I get the sense that your guides are gonna give you a yearning and an itch to travel, to make a major move. This could be a cross-country move, doesn't have to be, but I get the sense of you doing something risky. It could be that you always had these stable plans when you were younger of following a very traditional career path, a traditional life path, and it looks like the older you get, the more you realize, like, okay, what really is the point of all that? What's the point of playing it safe? What's the point of just following things by the book? And I get the sense that when it's time for you to make these big moves, you don't have to worry. The universe is going to show you signs through angel numbers and through dreams. So be very open to that. And when you get the yearning to travel, ask your guides, ask Lucifer to show you how to make it happen. And I get the sense that if you start seeing flights with angel numbers on it, that's your confirmation, all right? Angel numbers are when it's the same digit 2 to 3 times, all right? Thank you, group 2. Stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great. And if you want to follow me on social media, how to do so is on the about below. If you want a private reading, how to do so is on the about below. Lastly, if you want to get this deck or the Lucifer statue, I do have an Amazon shopping list below. I'll see you in the next video, group number 2. Thank you for tuning in. Peace and blessings. What's up, group number 3? Last but not least, let's see what Lucifer Morningstar, the spirit Lucifer Morningstar, has to tell you. All right. The first card that we have is the Two of Pentacles. There's something that you're juggling. I get the sense that Lucifer is saying that sometimes your vision of your future and what the world can be a little bit narrow. You can be too much in your comfort zone very recently, even though you have made very crazy moves in the past and crazy decisions in the past. You tend to have a lot of self-doubt, and you tend to wonder if the decisions you have made in your life were the right ones or not. And I get the sense that you have no idea what is coming for you, so you need to stop thinking like this. We have a very divine angel number confirmation with 222. So we have the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, and the High Priestess by the number 2. So this is, I'm looking at them, and this is 222, but this can also be seen as 111 or 111111. What is coming up is that it's almost like you have a very big change coming in your life, and it might feel like things have been delayed for a little bit, and that's going to change. If you feel directionless right now, what Lucifer is saying is that this is the time to take care of yourself. This is the time to rest. This is also the time to trust your intuition more with the High Priestess. This is the time to study up on the occult, study up on your spiritual gifts. You have had a very strong affinity to the occult. You might have a family member who was also very tied into the occult, maybe a grandfather figure for some of you, and for others of you, I get the sense that you are tuned into a very powerful spiritual bloodline, and ancestors do show up for you here and there, and you have a very strong ancestral spiritual core. You have very strong medicine within you and ancestrally passed down spiritual gifts, and you don't have to necessarily be on a rush to understand all this, like what they are and how they work, because they're going to unfold organically for you. And it looks like every stage in your life, new spiritual gifts show up. You are somebody who is supposed to learn how to work with herbs, how to work with herb medicine, natural medicine, and ways of healing yourself. Lucifer is telling me that there are going to be more people throughout the later half of this decade who might get a lot more illnesses or sicknesses, and it looks like certain things that have been used to treat these aren't going to work, and we're going to have to go to a natural, holistic way, and you're going to be ready, and you're going to know about this type of stuff. The next card that we have is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands talks about travel, but also of looking at one world and seeing the other. For some of you, I get the sense that you might have done things very traditionally in your career, but there's going to be this huge leap where you might do things a little bit more on a different route, on a holistic way. And I get the sense of having to trust. You have had to do a lot of like separation work when it comes to your family with the Ace of Swords here. And it looks like you have told them that I'm not here to make your expectations happy. I'm not here to make you happy. I'm here to do what my life purpose is. I'm here to fulfill myself. I'm here to satisfy myself. Let's see what else is coming up for you, group 3. I get the sense of huge travel. I get the sense of, oh, you have done a lot of work. In the last 4 years, you have done a lot of shadow work. We have the Nine of Wands. This talks about the warrior who has gone through a lot, who is very strong, but this person has gone through a path of self. You have done a lot of inner work that nobody else has seen except for you and your spirit guides. And I get the sense that even though you walk with a very calm demeanor and a very easygoing presence, you've done a lot of inner work. And it's not that you're just happy-go-lucky. It's just that you have done a lot of self-reflection. I get the sense with the Ten of Wands here, though, that it's almost like you have done all this work, and sometimes it can feel tiring. It can feel like, okay, when am I going to get something more for myself? When am I going to get my big break? And I get the sense with the Fool card here that Lucifer wants you to work more on like having fun, expanding on your creativity, and just enjoying life, doing more kind gestures for yourself, taking yourself out on dates, taking yourself out to travel, doing things where you know what, it doesn't always have to be something very serious. It can be things where you do more fun for yourself. And I get the sense with the full card too is that don't overthink certain decisions that you're going to make. Understand that they're going to support you, and just trust that whenever you feel intuitively guided to try something new, to go on a trip, to study something new, learn a new discipline, it's going to work in your favor. Don't overthink it. Don't think, oh my gosh, how is this going to make me money, or how is this really going to help me? Just do it because you feel excited to do it. Trust that excitement is also an intuitive path, an intuitive approach. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. For some reason, I'm getting the sense of Earth here. Like Gaia, you have a strong connection with Earth. You have a strong connection to nature. I'm also looking at this Queen of Pentacles, and for some reason, I'm being shown the Sumerian goddess Inanna Ishtar, and I'm being told primordial. You have a very strong connection to Earth, and there's a reason why certain spirit guides show up for you that represent different aspects or elements of nature, and this is because you are here to elevate the frequencies of Earth. You are somebody where you're supposed to be very connected to nature. You're supposed to do things like rituals in nature, giving offerings to nature. I get the sense that when you're in nature also, if you go hiking, if you go to the ocean, you go to the beach, you get intuitive messages, you get channeled messages, you get answers for your life. So whenever you feel stuck, whenever you feel blocked, do yourself a favor and go out in nature, and you're gonna get a lot of guidance. You're gonna get a lot of answers and clarity that you never thought you would get. The next cards that we have is the Four of Cups, the Four of Wands. We have 4, and I cannot make this up, the Four of Swords. Okay, it's like you've gone through a lot, and I get the sense that sometimes you wonder when your break is coming. With the Four of Cups here, this is about like, I just get the sense that you're somebody, and this has happened for all my groups here today, and this could just be because you're connected to Lucifer, and Lucifer is all about making big changes, and Lucifer rebelled. So you're somebody in your family where you're a rebel, and I get the sense that sometimes they try to give you a false sense of peace, a false sense of everything is okay when you know that things aren't okay. And I just get the sense that it can feel like a lot because sometimes you communicate what your needs are and they don't listen. And this is where Lucifer is saying you go forward and you create family with yourself. You create family with your friends. You create family with your loved ones. For those who don't appreciate you, there are many more that do appreciate you genuinely. We do have the Four of Swords here, and this talks about rest. This talks about having to do certain release work. I get the sense that if you feel like time has gone a little bit slower or things aren't as busy in your life, that's because you're supposed to rest. If you tend to sleep more than the regular person, like let's say 9 to 10 hours for some reason on some days, don't feel bad about that. I get the sense that in your dreams, you're actually doing healing work, you're doing release work, you're doing clearing work. So sometimes when we sleep more, that's because in the spirit realm, we're doing more work. And yes, you know, in society, people will tell you that's bad, that's not good. But in the spirit world, we understand that when we're sleeping, we're multidimensionally traveling. With the Four of Wands here, I get the sense that love is going to come for you. For some of you, this is coming in your 30s, for others of you in your 40s. And I just get the sense that it's almost like the person is going to match your maturity, and this relationship is going to move. When I say fast, I don't want you to think that it's fast where it's like fast like and like very intense and hot. It's more of like it fits in very easily. It feels like a friendship. It feels like both of you are taking care of each other. You do have love coming for you. It looks like very like a chill love. And when I say chill, it just means that there's not a lot of drama. There's not a lot of like hot and heavy and intense moments. It's more of just like open and honest communication because both parties are mature here. We have the Ten of Cups, which tells me that you are going to have a happy life, a happy home, a happy family, and you might not believe that yet. And I just get the sense that that's because you've been doing so much releasing work. You've been doing so much purging. The next thing that you need to do, though, is have more confidence within yourself. Sometimes you underestimate yourself. And sometimes you don't even see your own worth and your own value. Sometimes you feel like you don't know where you're going in life. And I just get the sense that you want to just trust your intuition. And you want to trust that you are in the right path. You are in the right track. You have a very strong, good head on your shoulders. And you have a lot of love. You're somebody where you don't want to see people get bullied. You don't want to see people get treated like the underdogs. And that's because you are somebody where you used to be the underdog, but now you walk with so much of a strong head on your shoulders. You walk with so much will, and you walk with so much strength. I just get the sense that you need to speak up more. You need to assert yourself more. And you need to pay attention to how people react to the things that you say, because it looks like when you speak and communicate in a room, people really vibrate with what you're saying. People feel empowered by what you say. You inspire others, whether you see it or not. And you need to pay attention when people say that, because they're not lying to you. They're not just saying that to be nice. They're saying it because they mean it. Okay, last card that we have is the Knight of Swords. I want to pull one more, so I lied when I said that was the last one. And the Five of Cups. It looks like certain things recently in your life have fallen apart. This could be friendships. This could be things that have happened with relationships, and you might feel like you don't know where to go next. You might feel like you don't know if you want to even be in the same place that you are now physically. Like you might want to move. And Lucifer is saying that if it feels like things are falling apart, that's because there's a new journey happening. Sometimes the universe has to clear out everything for us, which can be scary, but this is also a blank canvas to start new. And sometimes the universe shows you what has not had a good foundation, when friendships and relationships haven't had a good foundation, so that you can move forward. Remember that in the beginning, we had the Two of Wands show up. The Two of Wands speaks of a new world, of you traveling, of you going elsewhere. And then we also had the High Priestess. I get the sense that you are being guided to trust yourself more, to trust your own intuition more, and you're going to make a very big move. You're going to make a very big move within 6 to 8 months, maybe even a year, but it's going to be huge, and you might be doing this in the dark. And I just get the sense of you understanding life is supposed to be about me, and I'm going to start putting myself first. The minute you start doing that, Lucifer is going to help you, along with your other guides, along with the universe, along with source, along with your ancestors, along with earth, to make sure that you get what you want. But your guides in the universe needs to see that you're going all in for yourself before they go all in for you. All right, group 3, thank you for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you liked any of the tarot decks that I'm using, or the Lucifer statue that I have right next to me, you can find all that on my Amazon shopping list. If you want to follow me on social media, how to do so is on the links about below. And lastly, if you want to book a private reading with me, how to do so is on the about below. Stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great, and I'll see you next time, all right?